Thanks for listening to this episode of Screen Facts with Jason Davis, your movie trivia and discussion podcast. Please don't forget to like the Facebook page, facebook.com/screenfacts. Let us know if you have any comments or questions. You can also tweet me at Jason Davis Voice or email screenfacts@yahoo.com. Please subscribe for free in the iTunes store to automatically get new episodes every Wednesday. Well, joining me on this podcast once again is my good friend, Erik Reitz. Hello, sir.
Hi, Jason. How are you?
Good. Welcome back. Glad to have you with me again.
Oh, I'm so psyched.
I appreciate you coming in and taking the time out, as always. We are going to talk about a movie that is turning 35 this year.
Oh, my God. Why do we keep picking these movies that only make me feel older and older and older?
Because, well, we are older and older and older. But honestly, these are the best movies ever made, in my opinion.
The 80s definitely was just its own world, its own genre.
Absolutely.
So let's just get into them.
So the movie we're going to talk about was released June 26, 1981. It's a classic comedy. Stripes. Yes, indeed. Stripes starring Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, John Candy, P.J. Soule, Sean Young, John Larroquette, Judge Reinhold, and Warren Oates, who sadly died of a heart attack a little less than a year after the film was released.
Which is ironic because in the original cut, they were going to have him actually die.
Oh, wow.
In the movie.
That would have sucked.
Yeah, and he was going to be replaced by his twin brother, Bob Hulka.
Oh, brother.
Which, yes, thankfully they
That's
didn't do
convoluted.
that. Well,
Big
and I
time.
think that goes to the original was going to be, a Cheech and Chong film, which we'll talk about.
We'll talk about that. So this was the first movie for Harold Ramis, Judge Reinhold, and Sean Young. Columbia Pictures hated Harold Ramis' screen tests, but Ivan Reitman, the director, said he hired him anyway because he knew that he would bring out the best in Bill Murray because they were good friends.
And apparently Murray also, aside from being good friends, he also apparently had this kind of feeling that Ramis should have been on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
too.
I believe that.
And I bet he would have been awesome.
Yeah, he came from that Second City crew,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
absolutely. He was genius. That guy, man, he did a lot of, people don't even realize, you see him in a lot of these co-starring roles with Murray, but he wrote and directed so many great movies.
Well, I think he wrote or he was involved in Animal House.
Yeah,
When
he
he
was
was
one
like
of the writers.
early 20s or something. I mean, can you imagine?
Yeah.
That's on your resume as one of the first things you've ever done.
Brilliant.
Not bad. Now, I also read that John Larroquette, this was his first movie, too.
Oh, I didn't realize that. So I mentioned that directed by Ivan Reitman, who, of course, has a great resume. And the writing team of this movie, Len Bloom, Dan Goldberg, and Harold Ramis, were all writers on Meatballs, which is another Bill Murray, Ivan Reitman film, which we've talked about on this very podcast. Go back. It's quite a few episodes back. I did that episode with Sue. Goldberg actually also went on to produce a lot of stuff, including Old School and all three Hangover movies. So, people that were involved in this movie are involved in a lot of great comedies. Let's just put it that way. Estimated budget of $10 million, domestic gross of $85.3 million. It was the fifth most popular movie of 1981. $85.3 million in 1981 for a comedy. That's phenomenal.
That's a lot of money.
It is. That's phenomenal for back then.
But it only cost $10 million, so
Yeah,
then Bill Murray wasn't getting like $10 million a pop.
Exactly.
At that time.
Yeah. So that's why they kept letting Ivan Reitman make movies, I guess, because Meatballs was successful too, and then this. That's probably why he was able to get Ghostbusters greenlit a couple of years after this, which was at the time, I think, one of the most costly comedies because of all the special effects.
Well, yeah, it's funny when you talk about special effects because this movie didn't have special effects to it, but they needed to get certain things done. One of the things was when they're in the EM-50, the urban assault vehicle, when those panels come down over the front windows to protect them.
Right.
There's a guy like hanging on top of
really?
the roof just pushing them down.
Oh, how funny.
That's all it was.
So one of the things that I want to talk about is the music.
I love the music.
The music is by Elmer Bernstein, another guy with a resume that's a mile long. This guy, he scored a lot of the great comedies of this time period. In addition to Stripes, he did Animal House, Meatballs, Airplane, Trading Places, Ghostbusters, and a whole bunch of others.
Wow.
You go, well, gee, the scoring, that's not really a big deal. But it actually is, especially in this movie. And I was thinking there's a couple of scenes in the movie, in particular, one that immediately comes to mind is when he goes back to his apartment in the beginning and his girlfriend walks out on him.
Yeah.
She leaves, and then you hear the music, and then depression
sets in.
And it's da 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 na 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 na.
Right, just that
it's a
simple
great piece of
piano.
music. Yeah.
It was like, it sounded like a sad walk.
Yes,
that piano.
exactly.
It really did,
and it really elevates the scene.
Right,
You know,
and the marching music, the drum.
Yeah, I mean that really makes the movie.
Some of that stuff's in the background, like you said, with the girlfriend. You're waiting for me to say it, aren't you?
Go ahead.
There was boobage.
Yeah, that was the first boobage in the movie.
It was like really gratuitous.
Oh,
I mean,
totally.
come on. There was absolutely no reason.
Right.
I mean, she was very cute and the whole thing, but so.
By the way, I'm pretty sure Stripes was the first rated R movie that I saw in the theaters.
I guess it was mine too, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the first boobs, the first boobage.
Right.
We've established that in a previous podcast. I think Airplane was the first.
Yeah, I forgot. Right.
But my brother would probably argue that Hooper was the first rated R movie that we saw in the theaters. But my memory is that I saw Hooper on HBO.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I have a very distinct memory of seeing Stripes in the theater because it was a theater in Kinnelon here in New Jersey. It exists as something else now. It's still a theater, but it's run by a different group of people.
Right, yeah.
But back then, it was a theater that showed second-run movies. So I don't think I saw Stripes when it first came out in the theaters. It was a movie theater at the time that maybe charged $1 or $2 to see a movie.
Man.
One of those kind of things, which doesn't exist anymore that I know of.
Right. Well, I was 16. I saw it with, my high school buddies, the same one that I saw all these other, corny 80s movies with. So,
It's great.
Yeah. And we were expecting to have a really good time because
yeah.
we knew Bill Murray. We were Saturday Night Live fans. So we were this is going to be great.
Yeah, I mean, the great thing
We just
about
didn't expect boobage like 20 minutes in, 10 minutes into it. We were like, wow, bonus.
While we're on the subject of boobage, I mean, obviously when his girlfriend Anita, she just, boom, right there. And like you said, there's really no reason for it other than to have boobs in the movie.
Right, yeah. And
I'm not that I'm complaining.
No, I'm not going to complain, and we'll get to it a little bit later.
While we're on the subject of boobage, we're going to jump ahead in the movie a little bit and talk about John Larroquette's scene where he's looking through the telescope.
Oh, my gosh.
At the women showering on the base.
Well, and you know what? But to me, that was not just gratuitous.
Right.
To me, that was very critical boobage. We needed to see that so
Yes.
we could see what a total schmuck he really was and build his character. At the beginning of the movie, they're spending time for us to get to learn about John Winger and Zitsky, and we needed to learn about Larroquette.
Yeah.
Now,
Captain
that was a
Stillman.
great way to do it. He's like, and the whole thing when he's like, oh, I wish I was a loofah.
Yeah.
Reitman didn't know what a loofah was.
I know, which I found kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Larroquette claims to have been drunk in many of his scenes, too. So
Right. And also, he broke his nose running into a door at one point.
I guess we're just going to talk all about Larroquette for a minute. So he improvised all the dialogue while he's watching the girls in the shower.
Okay.
So and then he's got that other scene where he's got the little play army men set.
Yeah, and he's got the,
little
the
battle.
tank with the... He blows it up. It's like,
So funny.
That was great.
He's such a great dopey guy. He plays it so well. Sue and I had a chance to meet him. We saw him on Broadway in a show a few years ago. And after the show, we met him outside afterwards. Super cool. Super nice guy. Very, very gracious.
He's a big guy, too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's tall. He's really
like tall as you.
Probably. Pretty close, but really nice guy, and what an amazing actor he is. People don't even realize how talented that guy is. But
because I've only seen him on Stripes and Night Court, so never really seen his real acting chops.
But you mentioned he broke his nose during the filming of this. There's a scene in the movie where Bill Murray.
Where the fuck's my truck?
Exactly.
Is it that one?
Yeah, that's it. He goes to show off the EM50 to this floozy that he's dating.
Right.
And he comes running out when he realizes that the RV is missing.
Right.
And he slams through the door. Where the fuck's my truck? So the first take, the door swung open, no problem. They got it, and it was great. But Ivan Reitman was like, we should do another take just to make sure, for safety that we have a second take. Sure, no problem. Yeah. They do it, but he forgot to check the latch on the door. Oh. So Larroquette comes barreling through, and he hits the door. The door doesn't open. Bang! Breaks his nose. Goes down, and they got it all on film. You can't see the footage anywhere. But so then he gets up, and he's like, I think I'm okay. Just give me a minute to compose myself. And he says Reitman's face just turned white, and he looks at him
Yeah.
And he's got blood shooting out of his nose where his nose is broken.
Oh, man.
And so they had to obviously stop filming for the day. Because
Yeah.
they patched him up, they fixed him, whatever. And then they had to put all kinds of makeup on him for the rest of filming because of that.
Well, and you do see scenes like, I'm thinking when they were in the truck going into Czechoslovakia, like his nose looks wider.
It looks bigger.
Yeah. So, oh, man, that's rough. Well, talk about getting hurt. Also, when they were filming the scenes when they're on the confidence course, at one point, Reitman thought it'd be funny for some of the characters to surprise Hulk and just like jump on him and land in the mud. Well, he got really pissed off. Warren Oates, he broke a tooth, and he just started yelling at Reitman. He's like, "Don't ever do that to me again. I'm a professional," and the whole thing. And Bill Murray, he said that just in general, he was in awe of Warren Oates. He's just, his acting was great.
Yeah, he was the gravitas, as they say, in this movie. I mean, he was the real serious actor that kind of held everything together. And the confrontation with him and Bill Murray.
Oh, in the bathroom.
Yeah. Columbia Pictures wanted that edited out of the film. They said,
stupid.
They said it was just too serious. And Reitman fought for it. He said, no, it's necessary because it shows, this guy's for real. And we have to have that aspect too. I think it's kind of appropriate that the pissing contest between Winger and Hulka takes place in the latrine too.
Another little detail in that scene I thought was awesome when he's saying to Winger, "Hey, I bet you want to take a swing at me." And Winger's, "I'd like to take a big swing at you, Sarge, but I want to end up in the stockade." And he says, "I'll take off my hat." And when he takes his hat off, he puts it down slowly in front of his face so he can't see Winger.
Right.
To me, that is speaking volumes.
That's
about
like saying,
just
"I'm not
how
afraid of
strong."
you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You're a punk.
Yeah.
You really are. Yeah, I'm not afraid of you at all.
Let's talk about
brilliant.
the swing that he takes at Hulka too. How lame is that?
Yeah.
He's got one hand in his pocket.
Right.
If you're going to take a shot at a drill sergeant, you got to get in a fighting stance at least.
Oh,
right?
definitely. And maybe he thought, I can.
He's an older guy.
He's, right. He's slow and old, and I'm a young guy. I can swing at him.
It is a great scene. It
was
almost
very important. I'm really glad they kept it.
Yeah, it's almost reminiscent of something from An Officer and a Gentleman, but in a comedic way.
Yeah. But it was serious.
Yeah, that latrine is kind of like a bathroom of nightmares, too. Who the hell wants to sit on a toilet and shit in front of people without stalls?
I
know that's what it is in the Army, probably.
I've been in schools like that, too, so.
No way, man.
Yeah.
That freaked me out.
No.
The great thing about this movie is that there was just a ton of improvisation in the movie.
Sure.
And some of the stuff, you can't even believe that it's improvised. Like, for example, the dialogue where they sit around and they tell their backstories when they're first introducing themselves, including when Bill Murray says, "Lee Harvey,
you are a madman. When you and your friend stole that cow and your friend tried to make it with the cow,
I want to party with you."
It's like
that's all from Bill Murray. He went and he thought that out.
Yeah.
I don't know how they kept a straight face. They must have either done a lot of takes or they're all just super professional. And that's great.
And that kid that was playing Lee Harvey,
yeah.
I mean, just had that straight face the whole time.
Yeah.
And then he's just that big goofy smile.
Yeah.
And we never hear from him throughout the whole movie.
But the whole bit about Sergeant Hulka being the big toe and all that was all improvised, which is amazing to me. And I love how when John Candy is telling his backstory about how he was trying to get involved in one of those programs like S or one of those things.
And then, you got an aggression training program here.
And then
it's 6 to 8 weeks.
And then Harold Ramis is sitting next to him and he's kind of reacting with this goofy face. It's so funny.
Well, just the whole thing when, Ox is saying, that, as you could tell, my doctor says I swallow a lot of aggression. Along with a lot of pizza. And he's throughout the movie.
I have a little bit of a weight problem. No.
When we first see him, he's getting loaded up on the bus.
The bus.
He's got a drink in his hand and everything. He goes up to
one of the MPs.
One of the MPs, and he's like, "Excuse me, stewardess,
is there a movie on this plate?"
It's like, and he laughs at himself. It was so great.
Yeah.
And all through the movie, his quotes about
he's great.
His quote when he's teaching the dumb guy, that guy John Deal.
Yeah.
Was a method actor.
Yes.
And so his whole thing was he tried to really be dumb.
Yeah, he stayed in character the whole time.
How annoying. I mean, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Do you really need...
It's pretty effective.
But come on, how hard is it to play dumb?
Yeah, I mean...
I do it all the time. Well... Some people argue I'm not playing anyway. And well, just some of the other things he said, like when he was teaching the guy how to play poker.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Let me see your cards.
Yeah.
And he's looking at the card. Oh, that's a good hand. If it was me, I'd go all in. But, you know.
I'm an aggressive gambler.
Yeah. That's me, Mr. Vegas. And then when they're in Germany, the bunk thing. He's like, wait, no. What are you doing?
No, in Italy, when they're in Italy.
They're in Italy. That's right.
We're in Italy, so the guy who's on the top bunk makes the guy on the bottom bunk's bed. If we were in Germany, it'd be the other way around.
Right. It's just regulation. We didn't talk anything about Judge Reinhold.
Yes.
Because and the whole thing about this movie actually starting out as a Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Originally, what happened was this movie, Ivan Reitman was with
Dan
Dan Goldberg, one of the other writers.
Yeah.
They were just talking about what they were going to do for another project, and one of them said, Cheech and Chong join the army. Oh, great.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it sounded like a winner, right? And it probably would have been.
Yeah.
They approached Cheech and Chong's manager about it. Oh, yeah, that'd be great. However, Cheech and Chong's manager tried to swindle a deal where they would pretty much own Ivan Reitman outright after that. Anything that he would do,
his
Cheech and
next
Chong,
5 films,
they would get a
own
piece of
part.
it for whatever reason. Because Cheech and Chong at that time were pretty popular. I mean, Up in Smoke was like 1978, I want to say. And then they had a pretty good run for a while. And then they had albums that were successful. So he probably thought he had leverage to really try and get a lot of money out of the deal.
Right.
And Ivan Reitman obviously was like, well, I'm not going to sell the rest of my career just to work with Cheech and Chong.
Right.
So it never came to fruition. And then it was rewritten for Bill Murray and Harold Ramis and everybody else involved.
Yeah, and I read that, the Judge Reinhold character, he was supposed to kind of like be the stoner. For some reason, they thought to kind of keep that stoner influence in the movie.
Yeah, all the like best stoner jokes kind of became Judge Reinhold's character.
But there's so few.
So getting back to some of the other stuff that was improvised in the movie, which is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
The whole speech that Bill Murray gives when they're trying to practice for graduation, the Old Yeller speech, I call it.
Yes.
That was all improvised.
No.
All
Was it
improvised.
really?
Yep. Which is amazing. The whole, everything in that is great.
I mean, he's saying we are not Watusi, we are not Spartans.
Right. It's amazing.
We're just soldiers, but we're American soldiers.
When I say improvise, I'm sure it wasn't like the cameras are rolling and he just came out with that.
Right.
He probably had basic thoughts,
Right.
ahead of time before they started shooting the scene. Right. And then when the cameras are rolling, he just kind of augmented that.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's just incredible to me.
Yeah, I could see like when he's saying, we're not Spartans, Watusi, blah, blah, blah. He said, but we're mutts.
Yeah.
And then he goes up and he feels the guy's nose. There's proof it's cold. All right. Obviously that could be an ad lib. But what a great ad lib.
Oh, yeah.
And I just love these things, and what does that mean? Our forefathers were all kicked out of every decent country in the world.
The funny thing is that in an interview with Judge Reinhold on the DVD, he referred to Bill Murray as being the comic Elvis.
Oh, really?
He said he was so intimidated at first, working with him. He met him for the first time. He's like, "Hi, Bill, I'm Judge. I just want to say I'm a huge fan of your work." Mm-hmm. And Bill Murray went up to him and he grabbed his face and squished his cheeks. He goes, "Is that annoying?" Just so weird. Bill Murray has a reputation for being so peculiar.
That's like a heartfelt kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't think I've read too much about people saying he's hard to work with. It's just that, like, if he's supposed to be in a movie, a lot of times he won't show up. Or they won't know if he's going to show up until like they start filming, literally. Yeah. And this movie was the same thing. That happened on Meatballs. Mm-hmm. And this movie, they had no idea if he was going to show up until like they started filming.
It was the third day of filming when he did show up.
It's amazing.
And his excuse was, I was watching baseball. Because he's a gargantuan Cubs fan.
So funny. Yeah. Poor guy.
He's a huge fan.
So another
big baseball fan.
Another thing that was improvised too was the Aunt Jemima treatment. That whole scene in the kitchen when they go into Barnaky's house. Barnaky?
He owes me money.
So funny. But they get in the kitchen and he and PJ Souls are in there, and then everything that happens in that scene is all improvised. Yeah. She had no idea what was coming, and then he puts her on the stove. And then the Aunt Jemima treatment with the spatula.
And then the roller on the thighs.
Yeah.
And then
in the truck.
Out the ice cream scoop.
The ice cream scoop. Oh,
what are you going to do with that?
Yeah.
She was great. She played it off perfectly.
Very cool. She was
So.
in Private Benjamin, too, like I think the year before this. And they said that she actually used the same costume in this movie that she did in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, help keep the budget down, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Save a few bucks.
Yeah, exactly. But she, PJ Soles and Bill Murray went through basic training with real troops at Fort Knox for a few days, too. So,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool that they went in there and they kind of felt what it felt like to go through this.
You know what? One thing I did want to bring up with Bill Murray and the whole baseball thing, he actually played pro baseball.
Did he?
He did. He played for a minor league team called the Gray Harbor Loggers in 1978.
Gray Harbor Loggers.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. It was during the summer break from Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
And he played for 5 weeks, and he got a hit. He got a single.
That's amazing.
So there you go.
So do-wah diddy.
Do-I-diddy-dum-dum. Hey, we're walking.
Yeah. That actually has become a real cadence that military uses when they're marching.
We did it in
There she was, just a walking down the street.
singing, and we did
So
that
funny.
in Boy Scouts.
That's so funny. But you probably did it because of this movie, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I wouldn't have come with that on my own. No,
Yeah.
not at all.
So that song, originally recorded in the U.S. by the Exciters in late 1963, Man for Man had a #1 hit with it in July 1964.
Oh, 1964.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Man for Man of the 70s. With
That's the same Man for
somebody-
Man. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, the same
Wow,
ones
what a
that did
weird-
Blinded by the Light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird.
Well, if you think about it, in 1964, the music scene was a lot different than the 70s when they did
Well, yeah.
Blinded by the Light, which is a Springsteen song.
Springsteen. Mm-hmm.
The scene where Winger throws the keys to the cab into the Ohio River. Let's talk
Right,
about the
right.
whole, everything that happens
Right.
when he's taking
we're
that lady in the cab.
We're finally starting at the beginning.
Yeah, we're going back to the beginning.
We've been
We're
here
like-
half an hour.
We're like a Quentin Tarantino movie. We do the end of the movie first and then go back to the beginning. He's a bum, let's face it.
Yeah.
Winger's,
Yeah.
he's just kind of a guy that bounces
Drifting,
around.
doesn't
Yeah.
have direction.
Yeah, and it's funny because in the movie he says, if I don't get in shape, I'm going to be dead before I'm 30. And you look at him, you go, Jesus, he's not even
You're not
30.
30 yet?
Yeah, in real life he was 31 when they were filming this.
Right, okay.
Bill Murray. But you look at him and he looks a whole hell of a lot older than 30.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he's kind of out of shape and he's, I don't know. That whole sequence with that lady first.
Oh, with the rich lady.
the rich lady.
When he picks her up and he gets her bags.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
He wanted the bags to
Yeah.
actually be heavy, so
Yeah.
they filled them up real heavy. and when he opens the trunk and he's trying to heave it in,
Yeah.
and at one point it bounces back and hits him.
Yeah, and the
and
nuts.
he says, "Oh, my balls!" Like that was real.
That was real. And you got to, oh, man.
That was fantastic. And I love it, driving around.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You're going too fast. You're going too fast." He's like, "It's not the speed so much. Just wish I didn't drink all that cough syrup this morning." I love
Madam, perhaps you'd like to eat your luggage. That hurts. That hurts coming from you, ma'am. And I don't think I want to take your abuse anymore. And I don't think I want to drive you or your bags to the airport. And he just pulls over on the bridge.
Yeah. Then he gets out, walks to the edge of the bridge. He's got his keys. Choop, tosses them into the river.
Yeah, which is the Ohio River. And supposedly that's where Muhammad Ali claims to have thrown away his Olympic gold medal in that same river.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got to talk about the mud wrestling stuff. More boobage.
Wow.
And he goes for it, too. John Candy, he's completely covered in mud. And, to this day, I can't hear Rubber Band Man by the Spinners
Oh, yeah,
and not
with
think of
the-
that scene. There's some songs that you just associate with a scene in a movie because it's so,
Apropos.
yeah, I guess,
Rubber Band Man. All right. So then he jumps in,
So, yeah.
and the girls
They're
are
biting him and kicking him in the stomach, and they're
Right.
really working him over.
Oh,
It's great.
horrible. And Murray's like, "Hey, what kind of place you running here?" What do you think?
Yeah, really.
What do you think? What kind of place? All the girls get on top of him. It's like, all right, I guess that's how it ends. But no.
No. Not before we
Rising
see
from
more
the ashes.
boobage. Like the Great Phoenix.
The Great Phoenix. We see mud-covered boobage.
That's right.
Come flying out.
And I love when they're confronted by Captain Stillman afterwards when they're in front of the barracks. and Judge Reinhold has the Death Before Disco,
Before Disco.
sweatshirt on. And you just look at John Candy and he's covered in dry mud. It's so funny.
It's like, so what happened? Well,
Oh, yeah, it's a really crazy story, see?
we were on our way to the bingo parlor. And the directions kind of got screwed up. And well,
One thing led to another. And
shut up.
he's so funny. So funny.
Larroquette's like, "You men are a disgrace." Like he's one to talk.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Let's jump ahead to graduation.
I thought it was really cool. They actually spent like
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks learning that drill
Yeah.
that when they finally
Yeah, they
did
worked
it.
with a choreographer and everything to do
Yeah.
that whole sequence. Mm-hmm. And, of course, again, a classic line, am I to understand that you completed your training on your own?
That's the fact, Jack!
Yeah, for years. I mean, that's,
Oh, yeah, and the whole, when they come in, they're doing the boom chugga
Boom chugga chugga chugga, yeah.
boom chugga lugga lugga.
Oh, so funny. Mm-hmm. So the last thing they say, the last thing they kind of shout out as a platoon, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, which is a sentence
Right.
that used to be used when typewriters and telegraph machines were a thing, which they probably aren't anymore because everything's
Okay.
digital. That used to be used to test them because it contains every letter in the alphabet, that sentence, which is
There you
kind of
go.
interesting.
You have the X and the Z.
Exactly.
Okay.
So do you have any other notes of stuff that we didn't talk about?
Well, I liked how the movie feels like it has two very definite parts to it.
Yes.
When they finish graduation, that feels like that's the curtain on Act 1.
Right.
And then you move into
Italy,
and that's a whole new Act 2.
and then eventually Czechoslovakia.
Well, and there you go. There's like one of the biggest quotes that me and my friends always did was when they realized that their platoon is looking for them and is captured. Winger's like, we have to go save them.
Yeah.
And of course, Ramus is like, no. Just like when Murray wanted to take the EM-50 to go visit the girls.
I love that scene, by
He's
the way.
like, come on, we can take the girls. And
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'll drive.
Okay.
So now you got the same thing happening, and it was cool that they had Zitsky reading the manual. So all right, we have a little frame of reference that he does know something about this.
Yeah, he's like, you can't believe what this thing can do.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I mean, I remember the first time seeing the movie and all the different things that the EM-50 does. You're like, what a cool vehicle. I want one.
Awesome! I definitely want one.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
a GMC.
Yeah.
Winger's like, come on, it's in Czechoslovakia. It's not like we're going into Moscow.
It's Czechoslovakia.
Come on, it's like going into Wisconsin.
I got the shit kicked out of me in Wisconsin once.
Like, come on, we zip in, we zip out.
You can almost imagine Bill Murray and Harold Ramis getting into some sort of hijinks in real life where that kind of thing goes on, where Bill Murray talks him into something that he doesn't really want to do.
Yeah, probably.
Because it seems like the dynamic that those characters have in the movie is probably similar to the dynamic that they had as friends in real life.
Sure, I could definitely see that.
Yeah. So anything else?
No, my brain's full.
Me too.
Actually, my brain's empty now. I poured it all out.
Poured it all out. Stripes, 35 years old this year. And you know what? It holds up beautifully.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's Bill Murray, it's Harold Ramis, and it's Ivan Reitman.
Yeah, my son watched it with us. He turned his eyes during, the boobage shots.
I guess it is a little uncomfortable watching nudity with your parents.
Yeah.
Maybe a little weird.
Yeah, it was with me. Even now, if my mom's over.
You don't put on pornos when your mom's over?
No. No matter how much she begs for them, no.
No, Mom, we're not going to watch Deep Throat again.
I'm sorry, Mom. Oh, no.
Well, Eric,
Eric, that's John Jeremy. Ron Jeremy. It's great.
He's hung like a horse.
Oh.
Well, Eric, I really appreciate you coming in.
Oh, my pleasure.
So thanks to you for listening, and please don't forget to like the Facebook page, facebook.com/ScreenFacts. Let us know if you have any questions or comments. Again, you can tweet me at Jason Davis Voice or email screenfacts@yahoo.com. If you enjoyed the show, please help us out by rating and commenting on iTunes. You can also order ScreenFacts merchandise if you want to support the show on the podcast page of jasondavisvoice.com. Show theme music by audionautics.com, thanks to wickedradionetwork.com, and our announcer Kim from kimsvoice.com.
Screen Facts with Jason Davis is a production of Jason Davis VoiceOver. Visit jasondavisvoice.com if you need a voice for a commercial, narration, promo, internet video, e-learning or training program, and more. Click on the podcast page to get information about where you can download and listen to past episodes. Listen again next Wednesday for a new episode of Screen Facts with Jason Davis.